All right, party people. Mm. Pop locking and making it happen. Woo-wee. All right, do I need to do this over here? I don't think so. No, I'm good. I'm good. What's going on with you, Doc? Just chilling, man. Figured I'd hop on real quick. I'm going to bed early tonight. I gotta get my son in to work at 5 in the morning. He's doing some forklift training at the Sam's Club where he works at. So I got to get up nice and early. It's snowing here in Virginia. Um, I was so tired and wore out when I got home. I forgot to lift my windshield wiper blades up, and then I forgot to put um, the rock salt down or the ice melt down. I keep saying rock salt, old school. I forgot to put the ice melt down and stuff. I'm tired. I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna worry about it. It's still some down from the last time it, tried to snow and everything. So I said, you know what? I ain't gonna worry about it. But I said I want to hop up here and because I was just about to do the set up the Zoom thing for this weekend for my channel members. Doing a live Zoom with them this weekend. And I said, let me get that done and post that for them. And then I got to thinking about some stuff that I've been listening to and different things that notaries have been saying. And I said, you know what, let me talk about value because a lot of people keep wanting to negotiate. Oops, sorry about that. Negotiate fees and negotiate this. And the bottom line is you got to be able to communicate to them that you can bring value to their organization. And if you can't bring value to them, and as I've always shared with y'all, this is about relationship. And if you and hit the like button, y'all, and share out, feel free to share it on your social media. If you can't show a person that you're adding value to them at to the point where what they're getting and you're getting is equal, or at least they're getting a little bit more than what you're putting than what you're getting in return, they don't really want to have anything to do with you. And the more value you add into them, then of course it should reciprocate back to you. Um, but sometimes we don't understand how to communicate that value added. Oh, that's just Timu. They need to shut Timu down. But that's the thing, So I just wanted to talk for a little bit. You said we had ice this morning, almost fell for your 7 a.m. Wow, man, y'all got ice out there. Yeah, well, it might have came and hit y'all and then slid on over there to Houston, and now it's coming on up my way. Hold on, let me check something before I get to talking too much. Hold on, let me pull this thing up. Hold on. Where the heck is it? Here we go. Let me share this with y'all. So this is one of the sites that I use called Vent You Sky. I don't know, or Ventuski. Might be Ventuski, but I use this site to look at the weather and everything. And you can see all that cold up there, -4. I mean, it's cold up there. Down here it's in the 20s and stuff. So this is what I use um to keep track of what's going on. Precipitation, this is what we got going on right now in my area. Might not be that bad, but that's overall it's like not even a whole inch of snow coming down. So that's why I'm not too worried about putting the ice melt down and the other stuff I could have did and stuff. And then this is 1 in the morning. Hold up, This is in 3-hour increments. I like to do 1-hour increments. So yeah, this is what we got right now. So 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so things should be cleared up. So I'm gonna get up at 4, make sure everything is clear for me and my son to roll out and stuff. And then the rest of the day should be good and all of that. So hopefully everything else will be good to go. And then, but the temperatures are still going to be cold come 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, 1 in the afternoon, 25 degrees. So it's going to be, it ain't going to be no joke here. So I go to this website called Vent, Ventusky, Ventusky. I guess that's what it's pronounced. I call it Vent U Sky. And they give you all the weather related stuff that you need to know, plus all the other YouTubers that's on there. They got that good stuff. So, real quick, how many of y'all feel comfortable about negotiating? If you feel comfortable about negotiating, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't feel comfortable about negotiating or negotiating / sharing your business value, meaning how you bring value. If you feel comfortable in doing that, then put a 1 in there. If you don't, put a 2 in the chat. And I'm sort of like back and forth because some days I'm flowing, and then there's sometimes I'm not really feeling it. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes I'm not really feeling it. 12 hours of snow here. Wow, y'all had 12 hours of snow, 5-inch deep, man. Shoot. That's good. That's good. Feeling good about that's good. So y'all know I like to play my Instagram stuff to y'all. Let me play this real quick. And y'all should be able to hear this with no problem. Check it on my phone over here.
Resist, to manage, to overcome doubts, to overcome worries, to overcome concerns in whatever circumstance that prevents you from succeeding. This is not the year to talk about your problems. This is the year to solve your problems. If you do not have the ability to resist, to manage, to overcome doubts, to overcome worries, to overcome concerns in whatever circumstance that prevents you from succeeding. This is not the year to talk about your problems. This is the year to solve your problems. If you do not have the ability to resist, to manage, to overcome doubts, to overcome worries, to overcome concerns in whatever circumstance that prevents you from succeeding. This is not the year to talk about your problems. This is the year to solve your problems.
I mean, that's plain and clear. I mean, that's plain and clear. This is about solving your problems. Whatever you solve your problems. And let me play one more thing for y'all.
It makes me. You don't.
Let me play one more thing for y'all because this is very important. Okay. And then we're going to get into what I want to talk about tonight. Okay. This is very important. Listen to this.
Rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your system. Now, if you have a morning routine that is basically hit the snooze button 6 times and run late for work, never eat breakfast, hydrate on coffee, that's a system. That's one of the reasons why you're not meeting your goals. You may have huge goals, but if your systems don't support those goals of yours, you're going to always fall to how bad the system is. And that's what a morning routine is. It's a system. It's a system that can help you rise to higher levels. It's a system that can help you be more energized. It's a system that can help you achieve your goals. And when you think about the simple things that you do every morning as a system, you can now be very honest with yourself about whether or not you have a system in place that is helping you achieve what you want. This is the only time of the day that you're fully in control. If you really stop and think about how your day goes, the second you look at your phone, the second you walk into work, the second that you check the news, your day is gone. You're now reacting. So your only shot at feeling in control is this system we call a morning routine. The things that you do before you do everything for everybody else. And I want you to protect this time. I want you to honor this time. I want you to honor yourself by getting very serious about the system that you create first thing in the morning for you. When you wake up, you get a fresh slate. You get a clean start. You get to decide today I'm going to take control. Today, I'm going to put myself first. And that's available to you every single day. And when you have this system in place that you know you can come back to that's grounded in research, you can truly take advantage of the gift that is a new day.
Did that make sense? This is about being successful, okay? So it doesn't matter how many courses you take, conferences you go to, meetups you go to. It doesn't matter unless you have a system in place and unless you're willing to deal with the problems that you currently have within you that's stopping you from being successful. I know a lot of people, and y'all hear me say this all the time. I know people want to hear me say, here's the 5 things you can do to make money as a notary. Here's the 7 things you can do to expand your business and go this way and that way. It doesn't matter if you're not disciplined or willing to be disciplined or even have the desire to be disciplined in what it takes to be successful in anything that I would share with you. People are telling everybody about, hey, do this. Do general notary, do apostille, do loan closings, do hospitals, do this, that, and the other. I'm sorry. Adoptions. That's what I was trying to say, not the other A word. Adoptions, all of this stuff. But if you're not disciplined to go when they call you, how you plan on making money? It's just that simple. So I was sitting here just thinking about some stuff, and let me put what y'all need to do is from time to time just go here, go to the website gemini.google.com, or if you want to do chat GPT, it's up to you, and type in some stuff, questions that you got in your head. So here's what I did tonight. I typed this here and I said, what are 5 simple things to discuss when negotiating fees for my business? And then I said, here are 5 simple things to discuss, the project scope. So if you're trying to go direct, because a lot of people, everybody want to go direct. Everybody want to be direct. You're trying to talk to somebody about working for them, this direct client, this title company. Well, as I've always shared with y'all, what? You need to find out the scope of the project. In this case, their project scope is actually how much business you got coming in from the first day of the month to the last day of the month. What is the scope of the amount of work that you're doing? And of course, you can get into, and if they have it and this fits what you want to do, you talk payment terms. How often do you pay? Is it once a month? How do you go about doing payment? Pricing model. Okay, so for loan closings, do you have just a flat fee for all loan closings, or what do you have for refinance, HELOCs, purchase, sales? What do you have if you need me to go out to them? What do you have what do you want to, the ideal pricing structure if I'm just doing it here? If I go out, do you want scan backs? All of these things you need to find out. Then you inquire about potential hidden. Let me zoom this. I always forget to zoom this in. My apologies, y'all. Then you talk about potential hidden costs, travel, material, any kind of licenses, just to make sure there's no surprises down the road, things of that nature. Contract terms, now one of the things I will say is I don't know where this will fall in at. Maybe hidden costs, but find out about delayed or late closing documents. because that will be a problem. Not can be, it will be a problem. You got a let's just say you got a 9:30 in the morning with ABC Title Company, and then you're supposed to have an 11:30 with another client, and then they come back telling you, oh yeah, the 9:30 just got pushed back to 10 o'clock or to 11 o'clock. So you're going to have to discuss with them the contract term for is, what's going to happen if you got to leave? So that means you may have to inform them up front as soon as you get booked for something. And if you're being already booked for something at 11, then they ask you to come in at 11:30. 9 o'clock or whatever the case may be. I know I changed the time. Then you need to discuss that with them for as if the documents are late, what can you do? Maybe have an agreement that if they book you first, that you won't take any other orders. So in other words, you'll have from 9 till 1 o'clock. You'll give them that time frame that, hey, I'm available from 9 to 1 o'clock. If the signing doesn't happen during that time period, I'm gonna have to leave because I have other appointments after that. And if they're paying you a decent fee, you may want to consider that. So that's something that you can share with them. Okay. And then, as it says here, be prepared to walk away if the deal isn't favorable. Don't be afraid to politely decline and explore other options. Because I'm gonna share with you this here. A lot of these title companies are going to want to have all the advantage in your situation, meaning they're going to want you to just be happy that they're paying you, and then just roll with whatever they feel like they want to give you, or even if they're paying you a lot of money. And as I've always said, the more they pay you, the more they're going to want from you. So they're paying you $200 a signing, but then they're going to expect you to hang in there no matter what. And they're going to expect you to clear your schedule. So you got to be clear with them as to what you're willing to do for that 200 or even 150. You see what I'm saying? You got to be clear. And if you're not willing to be clear with them, then you could end up being stuck in some things. Okay. So let's go on. Any questions? And feel free to drop your questions in there for us negotiating, talking about the value of your business. Okay. So I asked the question to Gemini: how should I describe the value I bring to a company? Okay. So it says, focus on impact, not just skills. So instead of saying I have strong communication skills, try saying I effectively communicate. In other words, like you see in my profile, I talk about how I'm willing to be there for people. Talk about how you can increase their efficiency and make things easier for them. You talk about, well, this is if you're trying to sell stuff. Adding value, it says research the company thoroughly, and if you can, do the research. What are their current challenges? And this is what I share with y'all all the time. This is what I'm trying to get to. In order to show them that you can add value, you got to understand what their challenges are. So a lot of times, let me come up to y'all real quick. A lot of times what I try to hear from them is, can you share with me what challenges you have? And once I understand what the problems that they're faced with, then I can craft how I will help them out with that. I'm not saying that I could completely solve your problem, but what is it that you need a notary like myself to do to help either, if I can, eliminate that issue, or even better yet, just reduce the pain of dealing with that. So what do you need from me? And they'll be like, okay, well, we need a notary that can do dot, 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 and help me to understand how does that benefit you and how does that help increase your productivity. See, this is the kind of conversation you have to have with them. So once they say, well, by the notary doing this, it helps us out here. Now you know whether or not you can actually do it. Can you do it for them or can you not? You'll be able to say, okay, well, yeah, I can help you with that. Okay. Now, so I asked this question here about what should I share? How should I share the value my business brings to my client, to my potential client? So it talks about, how we create and generate leads, this, that, and the other. You really have to talk about what you can do and how it will benefit them. But this is what I got down to. I saw that and I was like, okay, that's decent. I said, but I don't like the way that is. I said, let me ask Gemini some more specific question. How should I share the value my notary business brings to my potential client? And this is what I like. I like this here. It says focus on client benefits, not just service. Instead of saying I offer notary public services, try I ensure your important documents are legally valid and enforceable. Well, what does that mean? That means I'm gonna make sure that the notarizations are proper in accordance with my state law. I'm gonna make sure that I verify the person's identity. I collect a copy of the IDs if that's what you need, and I ensure that again the notarizations are done correctly in accordance with my state law. I'm gonna make sure they sign the documents where they're supposed to sign, make sure they date where they're supposed to date, and initial where they're supposed to initial if applicable. So when you show them that, you say, this is what I do, they're like, oh, okay, cool. So it goes on and says here, did I have that up? Oh, I hope I had that up because I was running my mouth. It says here, I said, I ensure important documents are legally valid and enforceable. Okay. Then it goes on and says, instead of saying I notarize documents, it says, I provide convenient and reliable notary services at your location or mine, saving you time and hassle. Then it goes on and says, instead of saying I notarize your documents, I provide accurate and professional notarization services, ensuring all legal requirements are met. What are the legal requirements? ID verification, signing the document where it's supposed to be signed, and you notarizing properly. Now, any questions on this? Any questions? Any ideas? Any thoughts? Is this helping you? If it's helping you, put a 7 in the chat. If you think this information is somewhat helping you, giving you some ideas, making you think a little bit different about the next time you have an opportunity to share your business and let somebody know, put a 7 in the chat. Okay. Make sure my microphone works. Yeah, microphone. Make sure you put a 7 in the chat. Now it talks about, and this is a big one for me, like I just said, addressing client concerns. I understand the importance of accurate and legally compliant and legal compliance when it comes to important documents. I am available to answer any questions you may have about the notarization process. Okay, like Caprina says, he uses it for emails to generate emails. Cool. Then it says build trust and credibility. Mention any relevant certifications or affiliations. Now, this is a big one because the first thing y'all going to want to do is talk about all the training that you went through with these folk out here. If you notice, they don't have all them people's names out here. They don't have my name out here. They got this organization, okay? Because this is more recognizable than any individual trainer that you have. Will some of them may know them? Yes. But if that person or their training program isn't recognized nationwide and especially recognized by your state, you may not want to mention them because if they've dealt with other notaries from that same training that have been a problem, they may look at you a little odd. And you can say, well, they might do the same thing for National Notary Association. Yeah, but when you're dealing with a company that's not actually recognized, they're just some dude or some dudette that's talking about I train notaries, and they're not in actual some type of corporate association, people might feel some kind of way about them. Then it says share positive testimonials and review clients, testimony and review, and maintain a professional and reliable demeanor. The main thing is if they challenge you on something, you can't be going off. You can't be cussing them out. You can't be, I know what I'm talking about. Y'all don't, you got to find a way to actually, communicate with them when they come at you. It says, example, as a trusted and experienced notary public, I help individuals and businesses alike ensure their important documents are legally valid and enforceable. I offer convenient mobile notary services coming to your location at a time that suits your schedule. My commitment to accuracy and professionalism ensures a smooth and stress-free experience. This is how you need to communicate yourself. And don't worry about, well, somebody else might say that. Then you say it too and just say it better. You say it too and say it better. That's what you need to do. You say it also and say it better. Because there's a chance those people who you're dealing with in your state, in your city, because see, people can feel you and they can feel whether you mean it or not and whether you believe in it. If you don't believe in what I just said, then there's nothing. You're gonna go, okay, I won't have nothing to do with you. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to have anything to do with you because you're just making a statement, but you don't really believe it. And that's the key thing. You got to believe it. All right, let me pull something up. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any concerns? Is that I actually never mentioned my training I took in person. Yeah, I mean, if you come across the right way, it's not even about the training program because you can talk in such a way that people will know you understand what you're doing. And when you start asking them questions about what they're dealing with, I'm telling you, they're gonna be like, oh, you really do know what you're talking about. Okay, okay. Like case in point, when I'm talking to these companies, a lot of times, especially dealing with a direct client, I will ask them, I say, so y'all have, they say, they got mobile notaries coming in. And I say, well, do y'all sit in their office? Do y'all sit in there signing with them when they do their notarization, do the closing? And if they say, well, yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. I said, do they actually say the oath? Do they actually swear people in before they sign an affidavit? No. I said, see, that's why I'm here because I know that there are a lot of notaries that won't swear them in. Do they actually put them in their notary logbook? No, they don't. I said, again, that's why I'm here to provide you proper and accurate services so that if anybody ever challenges anything, you can confidently say Griff gave the oath to them and they're also logged in his notary logbook, journal. These are the kind of things you can talk to them. And then you say, if they turn around and say, well, yeah, no, they do the oath and they put them in the logbook. And you say, well, look, then that means you have another notary that follows the law. You see how you turn it around? So that is great that they do that because a lot of notaries aren't, and it is wonderful. It's look, I will enjoy working with notaries who actually do things in accordance with our state law. That's how you can communicate with them. That's how you can share with them instead of, I'm a white glove notary. I'm a white glove. Ooh, I got all kind of little white gloves. I can paint these purple gloves white if you need me to. That ain't what they want. Okay. That's that stuff these trainers out here talk about and some of these signing company owners. But when you're talking about direct people, when you're talking about an attorney, they want to know, can you do the job and will you be there when I ask for you? And if you can show them that, then hey, everything else falls in line. So let me share with y'all, and I haven't done this in a while, my profile. So this is my profile on signinorder.com. I mean on Notary Resume. Okay. If you go to Notary Resume, type in the zip code area 23464, you'll see me. Click on it, look at full profile. This is my profile. So I'm going to have to zoom this in a little bit more. Let me put myself up there. What's going on, Leo? Good talking to you last weekend, man. Good talking to you. So here's how I do. This is my and some people don't like. I gotta change that from dot verify to expedite. So I say here, Griffin Notary is your number one choice during the real estate slowdown. So I'm acknowledging that I know there's a slowdown. We are open and ready to close any loan that you have. Feel free to call us directly so we can add you to our schedule. So I'm letting them know that I'm ready to add you to my schedule. Scan backs and same day drops are our specialty because I already know that notaries don't like doing that. So I'm letting them know you ain't got that problem with me. Hampton Roads number one signing agent, available 24/7. We conduct all residential and commercial loan closing types. Virginia E Notary with that platform, which they switch, and I got to update the name. and I need to update this to 4,000. So I put 4,000 loan closings completed. This includes the number that I've done from SnapDocs. And then I pay attention to the following details during the entire loan closing process. This includes borrowers given a printed copy, not double-side printed or email, scans of documents provided when requested, administration of oath, only borrowers signed the note, signers recorded in logbook, notarizations performed in person, respect for signers' culture, fill out and sign the Patriot Act, ship all documents out on time. This is what I'm communicating to them. So that's why when people call me, these companies call me, they like, yo, bet. Okay, we got somebody, because I guarantee you, they're going to, a good evening to you there, James. I guarantee you that they are dealing with people who don't do half of that, or they say they're going to do it and they're lying about it and they actually don't do it. So I come in, and this is from a few years of like listening to people complaining about what they're not going to do and all of that. And then I said, well, what's wrong with doing it? So then I go on to say in my profile, and again, my profile is not short. Then I say the best part about working with me is that I am fully open to performing closings outside of traditional working hours and on weekends. Additionally, I have no issues meeting with customers at a location that is comfortable with them. And then I share some examples: home, library, church. Okay, could put in their work. But then I go on and say, good evening, Caprinas. Oh, what up, man? Good to see you there. Good up. And then I say, I adhere to all guidelines in the Virginia Handbook for Notaries. Now, to me, this here is this is an important section, but to me, this section here is the most important. And these first three lines set the tone for who they're going to be dealing with. I adhere to all guidelines in the Virginia Handbook for Notaries. So I'm letting them know that's what I deal with first. And then I adhere to the National Notary Association Standard of Conduct. I never force a signer to sign documents or provide legal advice. So there are companies who will try to get you to violate things that you shouldn't be violating. And I'm letting them know up front, I ain't the one. So if you pick me, know that I'm going to put forth every effort to do it correctly in accordance with what I know and understand. If you don't like it, then don't hire me. It's that simple. I have no issues working with seniors or individuals with disabilities. I take all required annual training for signing agents, which I got to finish. So I just paid for it. My background check came through, so I got to go and do that. I may work on that a little bit tonight after this here. Then I again talk about the number of signings I do. I got to update this. Then I say, I've done residential, conventional, the types, applications, all of that. I've done SBA loans. I've done non-mortgage stuff. And then I put down here these other things that I've done. Not that I'm gonna keep doing them, but I just so they can know there's diversity in me. And then I talk about then my slogan, experience starts when you are given a chance, and then I talk about some of the companies that I've done closings for. That's it. And everything. Then I put down here some other stuff. And then a lot of people talk about, y'all always ask about the fees. You put down whatever the heck you want. You can up this, you can lower it. Now, what they don't have on here is stuff. So like here, I got, other fees and this, that, and the other, verify closings and all of that. But whatever you put here, that's up to you. These are things that people see if they come to the notary, come to Notary Resume on the public side, not what the signing companies are going to talk about paying you. So like me, I do need to update these here because these haven't been updated in maybe 3 years, to be honest with you. I haven't. So I got to update all of that kind of stuff. I really do. I got to update that. So when you're talking about fees to these companies or talking about your services, not fees, you're talking about your services, you got to let them know that, hey, look, I'm here for you. So I'm here to find out what gaps do you have in and getting good quality notary services. And I want to see if I can be a fit to fill this in for you. And really, we are fit for each other because you may have a gap, but if the bulk of your work that you do is last minute, meaning you'll call me on a Friday at 3 o'clock and want me to be there by 3:30, my schedule may not support that. I said, but if you can give me like a 3 to 5 day notice lead time, then more than likely I can support almost any, and don't say everyone unless you're just going to be doing nothing but them, but I can support almost any request that you have. So I have clients that do that. They give me a week, 2 weeks, sometimes a month's notice. Hey, got this coming down the pipe. And I tell them all the time, I say, hey, just let me know, even if you don't have it down pat, if you just got an idea of when it's going to be, let me go on and put you on my calendar so I got y'all locked in. And they do that. So I tell them, and I let them know, in the beginning, I say, hey, or if I get a new person that's I'm scared working with the schedule, hey, I just want you to know that I'm doing about 85 of these a month. So my schedule gets booked up. So the sooner you can, lock me in, the better. And they're all paying me good. So it's no problem for me to get locked in with them. And they're like, okay, no problem. Gotcha. And everything is cool. Everything is cool, and they let me know ahead of time. So what are your thoughts about this? Any question? I know y'all got some questions. Somebody got some questions about what they think for as how they go about presenting themselves. And I only see two people say that this information is helpful. So so apparently this information isn't helpful. So what is missing to make this more helpful for as communicating the value that you add to a business that you can bring in? That is a good statement there. That is actually right on point. Don't make it about us, make it about them. Make them feel like you care. Do not forget. They will not forget you after that. That is 100% factual. Because when people let you know that you matter to them, you remember them. See, in other words, present yourself to them the way you would want somebody to present to you. So how would you want somebody to present themselves to you and leave a lasting impression that you won't forget in 2 seconds after they walk out of your face? That's how you need to go about this. So I'll sit there and I'll listen to them. And there's been times where they'll talk about, want to ask me about pay. And I'll say, well, look, it's clear that y'all are a great organization. Y'all do wonderful work for your clients, or you wouldn't still be in business. So I'm confident that y'all going to compensate me properly. I say, you let me know. I say, here, if you really want to know, my fee is this. This is my base fee. If that fits within your budget, then great. If your base fee is higher than mine, I have no problem receiving additional income. I said, and I tell people all the time, I say, my goal is not to overcharge you. And I tell them straight up, I say, people call me a snitch when I say this. I said, I know other notaries are unjustly charging y'all for stuff. And sometimes y'all are in a situation where you feel you're trapped. I said, I don't want you feeling trapped with me. I said, I'm confident that everything will be straight. So they said, okay, cool. Everything is good. I said, all right, bet. So I've had companies tell me, yeah, you need to raise your prices. Okay, cool. My prices are raised. And I have those conversations with them and everything. He said, I'm working on my NNA. Gotcha. NNA resume. Never heard of that before. NNA resume. That's interesting. I didn't know NNA said that you had to have a resume. That's new to me. I mean, I guess unless you're talking about your profile and stuff. And see, for a new person such as yourself there, James, all you're doing is really just communicating that you understand what to do. You understand proper notarizations. That's it. Don't overpromise any of that, and don't try to do that thing or severely under, giving them under promising. So you can, you know, really, really wow. Just be honest and say, hey, look, this is where I'm at. I understand what I'm supposed to do as a notary, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, profile. You know, that's the thing. That's all I'm doing. I mean, when you look at this here, that's all this is saying. Okay. And let me type this. This should hopefully it'll come up when y'all click on it. My profile. This is from you know, I put the link in the chat. But all this is saying is I understand what I'm supposed to do, and I'm going to do it. I'm not sitting here wooing them with a bunch of talking points, but I'm giving them straight up facts. Like, hey, this is what I know I can do, and this is what you're going to get from me. And people are like, all right, cool. And I even still, after they read all of this, they still sit there and try to quiz me on stuff. And I'm like, all right, I'm, you know, and that honestly does irritate me, but I listen to them. I'm like, all right, fine. That's, you know, and everything. Now, the one thing that causes me to lose customers sometimes is when they're asking me like how fast I'm going to sign. And I tell them straight up, scan. I said, I can't guarantee that it's going to be within 30 minutes after the closing because I do up to 7 closings a day. And I said, sometimes I don't have the bandwidth to stop. I do a 9 o'clock and then I'm going to stop and then go scan because I got maybe a 45-minute to an hour drive to another appointment. I got to go. So if I'm doing it from 9 and I'm leaving out of there at 10, I don't have time to stop right then and there and scan. And I always tell them, and I've shared this before, I say, if you want me to just scan with my phone a few quick items, I said, more than like happy to do that. They'll say, well, why don't you just go in and set up a scanner while you, I said, for me, that's just too much to be bringing all this equipment in, trying to set all this stuff up, letting it boot. Yeah, I said, I could be halfway done with my closing or whatever the case may be. And I said, and I don't want to run the risk of losing, you know, having internet connection. I said, that's just not a part of my business model. And as an independent business owner, it doesn't have to be. And I've had them say, okay, well, thank you. Okay. And they want to work with me, but they've promised their client that the scans will be done in like 30 minutes on average. And I'm like, I'm not in a position to do that. I say, you'll get the scans, but I can't promise you them in 30 minutes. And they get upset sometimes. Some of them have gotten upset, like, well, why can't you? I said, because I'm doing 5 to 7 appointments a day. Oh, you that busy? Yes, I'm that busy. And I said, you probably want to need to get you a notary that's not that busy, that's only doing 1 or 2 a day, or maybe 3 or 4 a week, or something like that. And they'll have the time to stop and do all of that for you. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, and I don't beg for work. That is the one thing I do not do. I don't beg for work whatsoever. If you want me, I got you. I'm here. I'm not going to beg you, please, please, please pick me. You either work with me or you don't. It's that simple. So, are there any other questions concerning the notary business that you want me to talk about tonight? And like I said, for those who are channel members this weekend, I will be doing a live with y'all, Zoom, and I'll send out a link later tonight. It should be tonight, posted on the members only community tab. So how are things coming along with y'all? Because I always like to know, you know, have you seen an increase in business? Is it steady? Things flowing for you? Do you feel a little bit more confident? Have you even started getting notifications? Have you had an opportunity to do any orders this year? You know, something, because I know it can be tough out there. But we got to keep plugging away. And I know people are concerned about the elections and what went on and who's going to be doing what. Look, all we can do is be in a ready position, just ready to go when the opportunity comes across our path. That's all I'm doing. And I mean, I'm sitting here looking at my calendar. excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, possible 7, 8, 9, 10. So I got 10 for this week. And then last week I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I had 21. So I was like, okay, that's good. And then the week before that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, no, that's just 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I had 15. So it's not as it was, but I'm taking advantage of every opportunity that comes my way. And unfortunately, there have been some times where I had to say no because it just didn't coincide with my schedule. It's like I'm already booked or I got something else I got to take care of. The house inspections have been so. They just been so. That's all. That's the best way I can say. And then the slowest thing has been receiving the pay. I admit the pay. They've been just taking their time. But when it comes in good. Said my man Leo said in Q4 24, I picked up a direct title company that's been keeping me busy. I've been averaging about 60 signings a month while maintaining my 9 to 5. Now that's like double what I was doing when I was in my 9 to 5. So this right here this shows y'all people, if you just get out there and do good work. I don't know if Leo's married or single, getting young ones and all that kind of stuff, but he's making it happen. When I was working a job, I was doing about 35, maybe 40, 30 at the least, but maybe about 35 on average. That's what I say. He's basically double what I'm doing while working the W-2. And I just went out here and did it, and all of that. My man said signing slowed down a bit last week. I got requests to go to some crazy area, but trying to aim for my goal of doing a lot more apostille. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And say, what's your email? Okay. And this is the email. Yep, I spelled everything right. So yeah, so that's it. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, things have been tight. I ain't gonna lie. Things have been tight. And you sitting there looking, and it's like, okay, that bill is due. Ain't enough money. But we're gonna be all right. We gonna be fine. We're gonna be all right. Oh, something canceled? Or that canceled too? We're gonna be all right. And you gotta keep yourself encouraged. You just gotta stay encouraged and just keep plugging away. I'm telling you, I've I've not been there, I am there. Okay. So I put forth every effort to have a positive outlook. Okay. But yeah, there's some struggles. And it's like, let me just keep working. Let me just keep doing what I'm doing. Let me plug away at it. And it's not even about, okay, the fees are low. The fees are fine. It's just the volume of work has slowed down. And I'm like, all right, I just got to keep plugging away. I just got to keep doing what I'm doing and don't give up. Don't give up. That's all it is to it. Don't give up. When somebody calls and say they need me, just go take the order. That's where I'm at right now. And it's been helping out and working out. So don't think that everything is just with me. No, there's struggles. There are legit struggles that I'm faced with, present tense. Okay. And I sit here and I'm like, okay, how I'm going to deal with this, how I'm going to deal with that. Okay. Like it's snowing. So, okay, you got snow. I got how I'm going to deal with the snow coming down. Do I go out? Do I tell them, nah, I'm not going? my thought is I'm going out. That's why I'm gonna be printing the documents and everything. I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I know how to drive in the snow, so I'm not worried about that. Yep, I'm looking now. Yep, that snow in the car completely covered and stuff. But I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I'm like, you know what? I ain't gonna worry about it. We gonna be fine. We gonna be just fine. But my neighbor, they ain't even home. What they doing out riding around in this weather and stuff? I'm looking at my security cameras and stuff. Yeah, I'm looking at my security cameras and stuff, keeping an eye on the neighborhood. But other than that, y'all, let me see. My man says, I will say I have to ask myself many times, is this right for me? But we just keep going. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. And I'm looking at some other things that I can do to bring in money and all of that. I got one that I'm working on. It's taking some months to go through this whole process to sign up with them, but I should be done hopefully within the next week or so. I mean, it's been like 3 months and stuff. If I had known, I would even, sent them my information. But once I did, I'm like, I'm gonna see it all the way through. So yeah, I know. I've asked myself many times, man, but to be honest, for me, it is right. It's just right for me. And I'm like, I'm not giving up. I'm just not giving up. Can I be stopped? Or can I stop? Because, yeah, if the situation proved that, okay, there's just no notary stuff out here to do, yes. If I get to the point where I only want to pigeonhole myself just to do this, yes. But as long as I'm open and I'm willing and I'm willing to put forth the effort, I see no reason for me to stop doing this. So I'm gonna just keep plugging away. All right, party people. Look, we've been here about almost an hour, and like I said, I got to go to bed early tonight. Um, you know what? I'm not gonna print right now because I don't know what the weather gonna be in the morning. I got the documents I already download them. I'll print them out in the morning. That's all. I'll print them out tomorrow morning. And I'll be fine. I need to get some rest. I really, really do. Yeah, I got that one at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and then I'm pretty clear until maybe 3, and then I most definitely got that 6 o'clock. Yeah, I'm good. I ain't gonna worry about printing tonight. I'm gonna do that in the morning. Well, thank y'all again for everything, for hitting the like button. Oh, and I always keep forgetting, if for those of you, and I know I should have mentioned this earlier, but where is it? I got the 101. It's in the pinned comment. Okay, yeah. You're right, Wanda. You're right. You're right. We gonna be fine. 20 years, yeah, we gonna be fine. But for those of you who are not channel members, or people that I'm really, really connected with in the notary business, and you're new and trying to figure things out, just look in the description and you can book a one-on-one session with me. I didn't have anybody tonight, so that's why I went on and hopped on with y'all. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are the days that I'm making myself available. If you go ahead on and book me ahead of time, then I will set aside either to do a Zoom with you or we'll do a phone call. Either which one is $10. Talk to you for 30 minutes and help you get the proper information you need for this business. And she's right. She's been in this business 20 years, and we're going to be just fine because they care more about the housing market than anybody's estate planning. They will do whatever they can to make sure this housing market stays afloat. They're not worried about whether somebody getting an estate plan or not, or somebody's doing an apostille. They don't care about that. All they care about is that housing market. You get that housing market straight, or give people a chance to buy a house, investors, all of that, they got to have a notary. Not saying those other ones don't, but this real estate market, that pumps more money into our economy than anything. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Okay, before you start running away from it. If you need to run away from real estate stuff, do so. but just be willing to come back if the opportunity presents itself. All right. Y'all have a good one. I will talk to y'all later. Peace. How are we supposed to do it?